And Kyrie Irving is telling everybody he plans on going to LA, meaning the Lakers, as soon as he possibly can.
I know Stephen A isn't always the most reputable person, but when he hits, he hits. When I first heard this story and I heard about Kyrie Irving possibly going to the Los Angeles Lakers, I thought, well, that would be absolutely ridiculous. I didn't want to believe the reports. Not because I was hating or anything like that, it's just that this is something that seemed too good to be true for Los Angeles. I mean, come on, Kyrie Irving and LeBron James playing together again, this time in Los Angeles. You've got to be kidding me. We've seen what this duo can do before, and at this moment in time, it seems like this duo has its sights on doing it again. Mark Stein said that James wants Kyrie in Lakerland more than anybody. Though this situation still kind of blows me away, I think it's something that we all could have seen coming. May 16th, a report dropped stating that Kyrie Irving had regrets about his fallout with LeBron James, stating that they could have definitely won more championships. I'm sure everybody already knows, but LeBron James and Kyrie Irving in Cleveland were beyond special. It was like their games complemented each other perfectly. Kyrie Irving was this high-level dynamic scoring guard, and LeBron James was this dominant do-it-all wing, who just so happened to be one of the greatest playmakers that the game has ever seen. I've always felt that for some players, playing with a guy like LeBron James can be tough. It takes a certain type of player and it takes a certain type of mentality to play your best when you're playing with other great players. You may not be getting the ball every play. Your role is probably going to be defined. Guys that excel in their role are so valuable. Shout out to Alex Caruso, man. Did you guys know that Caruso once said that one of the major reasons a lot of guys get stuck in the G League is because they don't know their role. They're not doing things that they're going to be doing at the next level for an NBA team. Knowing your role and who you are can be an incredible asset. When Russell Westbrook got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, I feel like everybody had their reservations, but a lot of people still decided to buy in. It's truly crazy the difference that a year makes. Last season, the Los Angeles Lakers would go 33-49, miss the play-in tournament altogether, which might I add is pretty hard to do for a team that isn't tanking. In short, last season was a disaster for the Los Angeles Lakers, in large part due to the Russell Westbrook trade. I saw a tweet by Ryan Blackburn the other day, and I wanted to mention it in this video because he was spitting facts and it was pretty funny. He said that the Lakers traded all of their picks, puked all over themselves publicly and repeatedly all of last season, and now, somehow, they're going to get out of the Russell Westbrook contract for an all-star talent that's definitely a better fit, albeit chaotic. Though my guy was pretty much spitting facts, there are some very viable details that he was leaving out. Russell Westbrook only has 1 year left on his contract. As bad as Lakers fans thought or believed that Russell Westbrook truly was, he played 78 out of 82 games. You can question a lot of things about Russell Westbrook, but you could not question his health last season as he played 78 out of 82 games. Now, this might not be the biggest thing to some people, but as we know, over the past few years, it has felt like the Los Angeles Lakers have struggled to remain healthy. Also, yes, Kyrie Irving is an all-star talent, but he's not like this talent that's highly coveted or that everybody wants. We've seen reports that the 76ers and Mavs are also interested in Kyrie, but we've also seen those reports shot down. Now, just because reports are shot down, that doesn't automatically invalidate them, but it does give me the confirmation bias that I was looking for. As I've said in videos in the past, Kyrie has effectively shrunk his value over the years. When you trade for Kyrie, you're not trading for just the talent, you're also trading for everything that comes with it. It just so happens that everything that comes with Kyrie can be enough to break even the most lenient of franchises. Apparently, at this point in time, Joe Tsai, Nets owner, would rather have a team that plays hard, that he's proud to own, that wins 40 games and fights for the play-in, than have a team that has way more talent that he's not proud to be a part of. The irony here is really too much because there is a guard that Joe Tsai is rumored to be trading for that has shown the ability to overachieve and get you in that 30 to 40 win area. Could you guys imagine Russell Westbrook and Ben Simmons on the basketball floor together? I know this is incredibly unlikely to happen, but just imagine it. Now, as you guys can tell, I've kind of been in a no-chill mode lately. The same way that Joe Tsai has been in that same mode. When you reach a breaking point, you reach a breaking point. Everybody has them. on top of what I just said about Joe Tsai, he also recently liked and unliked multiple tweets. One of the tweets that he liked read, "Just drove by Sean Marks' exit on the way to work. I didn't see white smoke, but I know the man is cooking. In Sean Marks we trust. Team and culture is greater than any one basketball player. Excited to get back to Nets basketball." To make matters worse, Tsai has family that has also liked tweets questioning Kevin Durant's leadership and stating that Kyrie Irving was the one that ruined the Brooklyn Nets franchise. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to get the feeling that Joe Tsai isn't having fun anymore. Fortunately for Joe Tsai and the Brooklyn Nets, it does seem like the ball is at least partially in their court. Let me explain. July 2nd, it was reported that the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers are actively engaged in trade discussions centered on a Russell Westbrook and Kyrie Irving package. It would also be reported that draft compensation is an ongoing point for the Nets, and they want Joe Harris included in the deal. The Lakers have been disinclined to the inclusion of Harris and are instead seeking the insertion of Seth Curry as a part of the arrangement. Injuries have greatly helped to change the perception of Joe Harris, but lost in everything, I think he's a pretty good basketball player, solid if nothing else. Don't let the playoffs from a few years ago fool you. He's still more than capable of contributing. He would also fill a need for Los Angeles. They do need more shooting, which is, I guess, why they would be interested in the guy that has the third highest three-point percentage of all time. Fun fact, Joe Harris is actually fourth. With a career three-point percentage of 43.9, Seth Curry honestly does not get the props that he deserves. He shoots the ball with great volume and efficiency. Every time that I see him shoot it, I pretty much think that he's going to make it. He's much more than just the brother of Steph Curry. July 2nd, Chris Haynes would follow up his own report, stating that the talks between the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers were only preliminary at this point. This whole thing is so confusing because July 3rd, SNY NBA insider Ian Begley reported that according to his sources, there is momentum building towards a Kyrie Irving for Russell Westbrook deal. As we move to the 4th, reports would start to drop that the Los Angeles Lakers are flat out desperate to move Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving, but at the same time are also hesitant to send multiple draft picks to the Brooklyn Nets. If nothing else, these reports about the Lakers not wanting to move more draft picks are consistent with their stance earlier in the year too. The Lakers want to move Russell Westbrook, but they don't want to do it at the expense of draft picks. If you were the Los Angeles Lakers, what would you do in this situation? Clearly everything going on is a leverage battle at this point. And in this situation, I don't think that the Brooklyn Nets really have a reason to rush. There have been multiple reports coming out that the Brooklyn Nets are fine with a potential Kyrie Irving trade dragging into training camp if they don't get what they want. Again, guys, this is one of the more obvious leverage battles that I've seen. We've even officially made it to the point where Shams is reporting that the Nets are making moves in preparation that they are bringing back Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving next season.
That stance is expected to continue throughout this offseason in terms of Kevin Durant wanting a trade out of Brooklyn. But on the other hand, the Nets, they pick up TJ Warren today. They're making moves and they're doing things this offseason with, in their mind, the preparation and operation as if they're bringing these two guys back next season and playing with these two guys. Now, I think they're open in dialogue and they're open to teams like, Toronto, Phoenix, Miami making offers. But until they get that price threshold met, which I'm told is all-star type players, a boatload of draft picks.
To be real, if they brought them back, that might not really be the worst situation for the Brooklyn Nets. You just signed TJ Warren. Though you overpaid for Royce O'Neal, you still got him. Maybe Ben Simmons comes back hooping. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know how to say this, but there's no better leverage than real leverage. When the threats are real, they hit a little bit differently. It's kind of crazy that the Los Angeles Lakers have found themselves in the middle of yet another media storm this offseason. Bear in mind that the Los Angeles Lakers are doing all of this after painting the picture that they were completely fine with Westbrook going into next year. Not only were they fine, but they also seemed pretty supportive. They were asking coaching candidates about how they would make the situation work, trying to trick him into playing defense. As a matter of fact, I still have that press conference with Darvin Ham stuck in my head. It was just really chill to see Westbrook smiling after all he'd been through this past year. Guys, in the comments below, let me know what you think about everything going on with the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers. We've got a lot of good stuff coming to the channel soon, so be sure to subscribe. I know I didn't talk about AD much this video when bringing up Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, but trust me, that will change once the trade actually goes down, if it goes down. Again, we got a lot of updates coming to the channel, so stay tuned. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.